It's being referred to as the anti-California dream, the tech exodus, the Great Migration. What has led Californians to flee their hometowns? We get to hear from one family who has lived through this emigration, speaking their opinions on how California has taken a turn for the worst.
Gosh, I mean, my family's been there for 4 generations, so that's all I've ever known. I've done a lot of traveling, but California's, it's all my memories. I mean, where I raised my kids, the beaches, urban center. It's where I've been educated, and it's where my businesses are.
Well, I was originally born in Connecticut and then moved to California when I was 4 years old and spent pretty much the rest of my life there, aside from leaving for a few years to go to school, so about 35 years. California definitely has significantly changed over the last 10 and more so over the last 5 years. Things have gone what I would say my family all feels is downhill. Politics, homelessness, affordable housing, cost of living, taxes, everything just seems to be a lot different than the utopia that we all, I think, felt it originally was and was for many years.
You really have a deteriorating social fabric there. There's a lot of homeless people. Small crimes are not getting prosecuted. You've got a lot of drugs and people with addiction problems on the streets. So it wasn't really as I saw it, as a family-friendly place like it was when I was growing up. That on top of the income tax is double what it is in South Carolina. Property taxes are double what they are at South Carolina. So it really was a culmination of everything. I mean, my family's still there, so it's tough, but it was a culmination of a lot of things that we finally said, straw that broke the camel's back, and we're getting out.
Well, I think, as a family, we always talked about the conditions. And my daughters have kids also that they have to consider their future too. And we've always talked about leaving California. We had different places that we wanted to kind of explore based on, for myself, it was retirement. For them it was more of a getting out of the conditions that the state had turned into.
Yeah, decided on South Carolina. Hilton Head Island was everything we read about. It was like a paradise. It's millions of people come here for vacation. It had the beaches, it had the weather. The communities are fantastic. We have a 3-year-old daughter, so we wanted to bring her up in a nice community setting, and we found it on this island, and we're having a great time.
It's beautiful. The landscape is gorgeous. There may not be mountains like we had in California, but just very green, and the trees are just really pretty. You've got Spanish moss all in the area. It's very clean. Everything is well taken care of. I think, everything that I felt about California originally, this is more of the utopia that, I kind of picture at this point in my life.
Well, where we lived in California, it was a very beachy feel, so we definitely get that on the island, which is fantastic. The weather we didn't want rough winters. California doesn't have that. Hilton Head, I think the weather is a lot similar. We haven't hit the humidity yet. We haven't been here that long, but we'll see how that goes. But we enjoy the sun. We like to be outdoors a lot. California had 300 sunny days a year. I'm sure it has more here, so.
I would say our life has changed drastically. When we left California, we were still middle of a pandemic lockdown where you still weren't allowed to leave your house. In South Carolina here, things are pretty open. My daughter has had a significant change in her lifestyle now that we've moved here. We have a beautiful park down the street here. We're able to go for bike rides and take our daughter outside, which we weren't able to do at all where we were living before. The fear of stepping over human feces or dealing with the never endless homeless trash that was on the side of the road right by our apartment, kind of limited where we could and couldn't go. So I tell my husband every day, I still feel like, this isn't real. I still feel like we're living in kind of a dreamland at this point, because everything has been just so much significantly better.
Dramatically. As I said, COVID had hit when we were in California. My wife and I were in a situation, again, with a 3-year-old daughter. We were in an apartment because I was building a project in a nearby city, so we kind of relocated out of our big house into a smaller apartment. Boy, we were stuck in there and we were climbing the walls. It was really tough. Upon our move out here, we're on bicycles, we're running, we're playing tennis, we're golfing, we're hitting the beach. I mean, it's fantastic. It's really a dream.